Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this one I just wanted to show you my own setup for Ubuntu. I'm getting ready to teach a class end of June, and my preferred operating system for teaching is Ubuntu, and so the Ubuntu version that I just downloaded and install is a stable version. So if you just go to Ubuntu.com and you will see that you have the the home page, and just go down to the download, and Ubuntu Desktop 20.04 is the stable version. You can try out 20.04, but usually I tend to go with the stable version because you typically get a lot more security support for a longer period of time, and once you click on it, it's going to give you a download for the ISO file. You just download it, burn it in a disk or CD, and you're good to go. So this is what I have just installed, and this is Ubuntu 20. So the favorite thing, so I really don't have anything. The first thing that I always install is something called a SimpleScreenRecorder. This is what I use to record my screen. It's very simple to use, and I really like it. You can pause the video of your recording, you can stop it, and it just works like a magic. So the first thing that I do, I always come in here and I just do sudo apt get install simple screen recorder. Okay, then you provide the password, and apt get install, you don't need the hyphen in between, so just run this, and okay, so you just run the command and you should be able to install it. So what is going on is saying that, hey, you have a lock at var lib dpkg lock. That's because the next thing that I do, once I downloaded my simple screen recorder, I'm actually ready to do screen recording. So at this time I went back, and the first thing I do, go to the Ubuntu Software Center and see if I need to update my packages. So that is what is going on at the background, and that is the reason it's not letting me do anything until this system update. Actually, it's going on over here. So installing update. So once this is going on, this particular path is locked, so you can't really do any other updates from the command line. Alright, the third thing that I do is I kind of look at my left bar and see what are the items that I use a lot and which one I don't. So like, for example, LibreOffice, it's good to have, but I really don't use it. But the Word version in Linux that much, so I'm just gonna remove it from my favorite. The rhythm box, I don't know who uses that anymore, so I don't use it, so I'm just going to remove it from my favorites. Thunderbird Mail is something else that I don't use, so I'm going to remove that from my sidebar as well. The thing that I use a lot is the terminal. So this one I do add it to my favorite, so whenever I need, I don't have to type and go to the terminal, so I can go there as soon as I can. And the other thing, simple screen recorder, I'm going to add it to my favorite because that is another thing that I use a lot to record videos. So if you go back, so this is I'm actually recording, and it just picking up the sound and displaying like the preview what is going on. I really like this product. Or the other thing that I always recommend, that you get some of the tools that you're going to use a lot. For example, your code editors, if there's any software that you use a lot, like maybe Docker, you want to play with containers, maybe VirtualBox. So some of the utilities that I use a lot, get those. Let's see if we can get to the software center. Since this is going on, it may take a little bit of time to open that one. Let me just hit new window and see if it let us open that one. So it's over here actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip this. So it's just saying if you want, you can connect your online accounts at this time. I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna hit next. Then live patch, I don't want to set up at the moment. I hit next. Help Ubuntu, yeah, I don't mind sending. If there's a problem, crash, let's send it to them, help them improve. Alright, so it says Ubuntu software is ready, so hit next. Okay, so this is what I love a lot. So there are a whole bunch of softwares that I use a lot. Visual Studio Code is one of my favorite IDEs. So you see, you just click on it, hit install. It's gonna ask me for the password, so let's just get that. Okay, because I'm gonna use this particular code editor a lot. I just simply love this one. Visual Studio is like a heavyweight version of it. It takes a lot of resources to run that one. That's what I feel, but I simply love the Visual Studio Code and how portable it is between operating system, and the usability is just I just love it. So come back over here, let's see. So updates, we can do some more stuff. We'll come back to that one. Let's go back to explore where what happened here. So when you come back over here again, so code we got, Zoom client is definitely something that we're gonna use. I'm gonna use a lot because some of the classes that I'll be teaching, we are gonna use Zoom for that. So let's go back. Again, I'm gonna go there. Spotify I don't need. Slack is something I typically use for a lot of communications, so I need this one. So let's go back. Let me make sure that it actually started installing Slack. Let me just click it one more time. It's just saying snap conflict message, snap Slack has installed snap change in progress. So I probably clicked and it's trying to do something, so let's come back to that one. So what else do I need? I need PyCharm is another IDE that I absolutely like for Python development. So click that one. Looks like a lot of installation going on, so it's taking some time, but that's fine. So come back over here. Android Studio, I'm not an Android developer, so I don't need that one. Teams, I'm not going to use that one. VLC, something is probably good to have. It's going to give you a lot of video codecs that and can play a lot of types of media files. OBS Studio is actually another screen recorder that you can use. It's a cross-platform. You can use it on Mac. So if I'm using Mac and recording, I typically use OBS Studio because in Mac that is the only software that I found that is open source and would let you pause the video and then restart it. So a good one to have. Let's see. So over here there is some more IDEA community. If you're a Java developer, probably a lot of people just simply love this one. Audacity is another one I typically use when I'm recording music. I play guitar time to time. Postman is another one that you can very easily do API and API calling, authenticate to API, so API testing and stuff like that. Opera, I don't know who is using Opera browser these days, but so these are some of the main ones. Then you can of course go back in here and you can go through these categories and then see which one you like. Maybe you go to finance and just wait for a little bit to this page to load and just find some software that you really like and feel like this is gonna useful to you. You just get it. Okay, so here are some other editor picks. They're coming up over here, and if I go to the installed ones, now you can see which one got installed. Okay, so and if you don't want some of them, there's a remove button for a lot of them. You can quickly remove those softwares if you like. Okay, GTA common theme, see simple screen recorder. If I don't want to use it anymore, I can remove it. Slack, I can remove it. VirtualBox, I don't use it at all. I know that I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to remove this one right now as we do this video. So yeah, so like some others, we just hit the install. It didn't really show that it was going to install it, but it looks like it already installed. Okay, So that's about it. We can go back to explore just to see if there's anything else to show you. Looks like that's about it. Sometimes I like to have the another Google Chrome browser as well, so I'll get that one on top of Firefox, but most of the time Firefox is just as good a browser in my opinion. So I'm even happy even if I don't have the Chrome, but I typically like using Chrome as well. So that's something else that I typically get. Let's see one more thing. Make sure that I have Git. Okay, the Git is not. So this is another tool that I use a lot, and I use Docker a lot as well. So for Docker, if you want the newer version, you should do this sudo apt install docker io. So this is typically I do like within like an hour of getting this Ubuntu installed in my system. So the other thing that I'll probably do is VirtualBox. So I like to create a lot of images and spin up new types of operating system, mainly open source ones, and just test them out. Like I may test Kali Linux, I may test CentOS, I may test a newer version of Linux that nobody heard of. It just showed up. So I do a lot of that as well. So those are the things that I use to just get started. Hopefully you have learned a little bit about what to do, how to configure a little bit about your system. And Ubuntu I absolutely love because I found in my experience over the last many years that a lot of community support is available to Ubuntu. So if there is something that you really need help, getting a help in Ubuntu is very easy. And another thing that I like about Ubuntu for a longest period of time, the look and feel and the usability, they have maintained a very consistent manner. They maintain the way they present their idea of desktop, and it's very user friendly. So I love everything about it. You can actually try the newer version. Okay, I actually tried this one a little bit. This one is much more faster for whatever reason. If I install that in my system that I'm running 20.04, this version is actually way faster. The thing is they are moving from X11 to something else. Okay, so that has not been that's not compatible with a lot of things that I do. For example, the SimpleScreenRecorder will have problem, OBS Studio will have problem. So and some of the features may not work completely, right? So this is not long-term supported release. So since I'm going to teach and I need this everything to work, I decided to go with the 20.04. So that's all I wanted to share, what I do, how I a little bit configure the few other things that I'll probably also do, configure my terminal, make the background color and the font the way I like, things like that, and absolutely set up the Git. Okay, that's all. Hopefully you have a little bit of idea why I like Ubuntu and what I do right after my first installation within an hour. So hopefully you have learned something. Thanks for watching. Have fun using Ubuntu. Thank you.